This is an elevator. If you live in a condo, it's probably been out of service just too many times. Most people are told that it's because of everyday mechanical wear and tear and that they're just waiting for a part. If you believe this, you have been lied to. The real reason why they are always broken has a lot to do with monopolistic capitalism, baby. Meet the big four: Kone, Otis, Schindler, and ThyssenKrupp. These guys make up the elevator mafia and control nearly every single elevator on the planet, whether you like it or not. Damn oligarchs. So there's something called building codes, right? Which require an elevator to be installed because most Americans would probably pass out halfway up the stairs. Now developers, they don't want to spend money on elevators, right? If they could skip them altogether, they would. But since they can't, they do the next best thing. Find the cheapest option. And this is where the big four comes into play. Thanks to economies of scale, or in this case, oligarchic dominance, the big four can offer elevators and installations at rock bottom prices. Not because they're feeling generous or competitive, they're in the profits game and they're playing the long con. You see, once the elevators are installed, the big four locks in the building owners into these maintenance contracts so long and expensive, it makes my student loans look like chum change. These contracts could last anywhere from 10 years or longer, and breaking one, well, let's just say it's as difficult as arguing with this guy. So here's how it plays out. Developers save a ton of money upfront by going with the big four, and the big four rakes in the profits later with overpriced maintenance fees. The only people who lose? The building owners. You, your neighbors, everyone's stuck paying for the privilege of having an elevator that's broken half the time. So what happens when the elevator decides to take a permanent coffee break? They fix it for free, right? After all, you've been paying those absurd maintenance fees. Wrong. Repairs are almost never included in those contracts, but you still need it fixed, so guess what? Time to fork over even more cash. And who do they send in for the job? Only one of the most in-demand, outrageously well-paid tradesperson on the planet. Enter the elevator mechanic. So you're probably thinking that they have an army of these guys, trained to perfection, keeping elevators running smoother than my waxed butthole. Not even close. They're more like the Russian military, worked to death. But unlike Russia, they don't want more people. Why? Because more mechanics means more competition, and competition is as welcome to them as a tax audit to a crypto bro. And since the mechanics are raking in cash, the union's totally on board, even though they're worked like slaves because they're perpetually understaffed. To squeeze out every last dollar out of their employees, the fewer mechanics they have, the more elevators each one has to cover. And the more overloaded they are, and the less actual maintenance gets done. Which leads to bigger problems, more breakdowns, but more importantly, more cash for the big four when they swoop in and charge you 60 grand for a new level 13 button, which doesn't even exist in some countries. But wait, it gets even better. Let's say Jimmy the mechanic finally fed up with this bullshit, decides to start his own little elevator company. Great plan, except where's Jimmy gonna get the parts he needs? The big four controls everything. They'll drag their feet on delivering OEM parts, making third-party repairs take months longer. The worse their services are, the more money they make, and there's nothing anyone can do about it because they're probably already locked into contract. And if they aren't, doesn't matter because the competition all does the same shit. It's a lot like being sold windshield fluid for 50 bucks by your sketchy mechanic. The difference is, you can actually Google if you're being scammed. And that, my friends, is why you're stuck taking the stairs for the third time this week. Alright, thanks for watching.